Okay, that was Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 1, and I guess 2, right?
Yeah, it was a double.
Yeah. You know, Inosuke has always been, has the potential to be alarming or scary or, you know, a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever been scared of Inosuke to this point, because now I'm scared of making him worry, and I don't want Inosuke to have to worry.
The biggest turnaround that I have ever had in my life, the biggest change of feelings that I have ever had is from Inosuke's entrance into this series and how mad and disgusted I was by him, and how I was like, I could never like this character, and now I'm like, I have a stuffed animal of him.
Yes, you
I
do.
love Inosuke. He's so precious. He's the best. I mean, he's so funny.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. We got so much. I'm like sweating. Like I mean,
we got so much, and then like there's so many names that we got too that I'm like, I cannot keep them all straight right now.
Yes, and because of that, I'm going to okay. We like to talk about the shows that we watched after we watched them for a little bit. But the first thing I want to get out of the way, and the names I want to get out of the way, because I will be reminded of them, I assume, very shortly, are Gyoko and Hantengu.
Hantengu and Gyoko are the upper ranks that are headed out on the mission for the blue spider lily.
Yeah. It worries me that it's like two upper rank, right? Because although we did fight two with Gyutaro and Daki, they kind of shared the same number.
It was, I mean, they never referred to Daki as being,
correct.
You know, it was always Gyutaro, and that Daki was just kind of like the weakness, the burden, in the parallel of sibling. It's kind of like Nezuko in the box on Tanjiro's shoulder, and hopefully that connection and Nezuko would not be a weakness to Tanjiro. And
which you could make the argument that she kind of is, because it's kind of like in other anime or other fights, it's like, okay, you're kind of like, it's Mob Psycho, right? I don't want to be rude, but you're a liability to have around right now. You're just another thing to keep on my mind and worry about. Like, obviously, Nezuko is incredibly strong. Like, we saw her evolve into some demon thing last
But there's
season.
Like a different thing when it comes to someone that you care about. Like, talking about this immediately brought me back to when Hinatsuru gets on top of the roof, even though Uzui told her to leave.
Yep.
And she has that, like, kunai gun, basically. And obviously, Tanjiro has to then step in and save her from Gyutaro, because Gyutaro is so fast. But it's that same thing as when you care about someone that and they're in harm's way, then you're going to possibly be a little more reckless with yourself.
Yep. Because of your care and love, and you want to protect them, right? And
Tanjiro did say the words that he was hoping that the secret weapon would make you stronger about Nezuko.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm anxious that we're gonna be fighting two different upper ranks, though, right? Gyoko and Hantengu.
Hantengu, I'm really interested in, mainly because the personality is so different than the other upper ranks. The other upper ranks are like oozing confidence. Yeah. Like, they are the most confident to have ever existed. It's probably because they all had like over 100 years to like love themselves. But the Hantengu, I'm like, there's this weird dynamic of like scared of the other demons that I'm like, is that like a facade? Is this like an act? Is this person like just this demon? Am I going down with a path with expectations of the personality of this demon, and it's gonna totally be different than what I had just seen of it?
I think that it could stay that way. I think that it could be like you could make a branch to Gyutaro, right? And like how he was like disgusting, nasty. Like he could be like it's almost like fighting Zenitsu, right? What if this guy goes to sleep and he's like nuts?
I mean, it's safe to say that someone that is scared of conflict or wants to hide from conflict would possibly be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Involved in conflict.
I think that it could be a potential through like I don't know if it would be as clear as like, oh, he goes to sleep, you know, but I think that he is probably incredibly strong.
And very superstitious.
Yeah.
So
an
that's
odd number,
too,
unlucky,
yes.
Right? It's been 113 years since they've last been summoned due to a loss of an upper rank. That's crazy. That's a long time, man. Oh my god. Okay, from that little interaction we got in the Infinity Castle, which is the coolest name for anything I've ever heard in my
I'm so glad
life.
that we actually got to come back to the Infinity Castle. I mean, we first got it when the lower ranks were brought in before Mugen Train.
It hit different, though.
And it was, like, obviously very terrifying then. But there was this cinematic movie theater quality pacing and composition and storyboarding and sound design that went on in just like Akaza's whole like traveling through the Infinity Castle. Like already I like Akaza character design wise, and I'm really intrigued by Akaza's like character and personality and backstory.
They make us feel very insane things for demons who in a normal show or story would be like, oh, that's our antagonist, we hate them. They have so much personality and depth and like that are obviously derived from their past lives that make us want to be like, let us know, tell us
out
everything.
of all of the demons right now, Akaza is the one that it's basically like, okay, when are you gonna tell me the backstory? When are you gonna let me know this demon a little bit better? Do I have to wait until Akaza is at death's door to get to know that backstory and cry for Akaza? Maybe. But when we got him with Rengoku, they automatically got me very interested in Akaza. And then this whole kind of his vibe with all these other upper demons and this hostility he had, and
especially with Doma, I believe his name is. And what was really...
And the wanting to kill the upper one.
Really interesting to me is, wanting to kill the upper one, him being older than Doma, and then surpassed by him in rank, and then to top it off, like, he has this hostility to them. But then I think back to the Rengoku fight, and he was, like, almost begging for, like, a friend challenger to, like, fight with or fight against so you can grow each other in strength, which is such,
he wanted a rivalry, when really we're seeing, oh, like, Doma's supposed to be the rivalry, because Doma's like, are you jealous because I'm the one that brought the last, upper in, or whatever. And I'm like, so do they have somewhat of a rivalry? But like, it seems like Akaza was like searching for his own actual rivalry, something different, something to push him. And he thought Rengoku could be that person turned demon that could push him to be stronger. It could be that he's been searching for something to make him stronger since he's been surpassed.
Since we only really get surface level stuff, there's a lot of speculation, right? I think that like from just speculation, I could see that like a point changing, like Akaza loves fighting and respects strength and the like and battling and trying to improve in that, where somebody like Doma is putting people's heads on shelves and potentially has like
the
a
trophy
cult.
Of it.
Like he has like a following, right? And students,
right?
So
they would obviously
disciples.
They already seem to differ in terms of why they want to be strong and what it means to be strong.
Vibe, interesting.
Values, if you can even say that demons, I guess they can have their own values.
Dude, when we get a fight in the Infinity Castle, it is going to break my mind. Because when you were complimenting everything correctly in the Infinity Castle, my top thing was the scale. Like, throughout that entire like beginning part with Akaza's travel, I was like, they are showing us the craziest fight scene ever right now, without showing us a fight. It's insane.
I mean, eventually the Biwa woman is going to have to be defeated. So I guess whenever that battle comes might be the time of fighting in the Infinity Castle.
I think so. It probably would be towards like the climax, right? Interesting. I was gonna say, speaking of climax, and then make a Mitsuri, but
I
I'm
think
not gonna
I was
do
in
that.
your brain for a second.
Anyway, next on the list, what do you think about Doma? I think he is like a perfect example of like how interesting the writing is for these characters that we're up against, because where Daki and Gyutaru and even Akaza are antagonists with personality and backstories that I sympathize with, Doma has some like psychotic serial killer energy to him that goes hand in hand with his like charisma that is utterly terrifying.
Like all the other demons, a lot of the other demons that we've gotten backstories for were all unfortunate children a lot of the time that had a bad life, had bad things happen to them, and then their solace or their savior was Muzan, giving them this second chance, if you will, at having a better life and being able to be strong.
Yeah.
And Doma doesn't strike me as someone who had a rough childhood. I really like you going with maybe he already was a serial killer psychopath person.
I don't know, man. He terrifies me. Yeah. He terrifies me because I like him. Like I find his like little moments and like the way that he's drawn and like his voice acting's amazing. Like and his faces, like they made
him be kind of comedic and kind of almost warm in the creepiest way.
Yeah, I love him. Friendly. And I'm scared of that.
I was so excited as soon as we saw the like one shot of him entering the room and I realized who it was. I was so excited. Yeah. Because that was such a big moment of excitement for us in season 2 when we got that kind of glimpse at backstory for Gyutaru and Daki becoming demons. And I remember us being like, oh my god, are we ever gonna meet this character? Like, whoa. And the character design is great and the eyes are scary.
You know what I liked about that? It's like, yeah, of course we're gonna focus on his eyes, but then there was a line of dialogue like, I'll gouge my eyes out for you, and Muzan was like, I don't want that shit. You know?
Your shitty
While
eyes,
he was like
I don't want that.
Messing with beakers, like Dexter's Laboratory. It was awesome. You know what? I really like that Muzan isn't some big bad in a like gigantic throne with his legs crossed, you know, like looking all smug. I like that he is upside down working with like science blood beakers with
he's
like a bookshelf in the background,
he's a
you know?
fancy dressed chemist at the moment. That's the role that he's playing right now.
I loved it. Okay. Kokushibo. What the fuck? What are we gonna do? What's happening? What happened? What caused this to happen? What am I to do?
So I believe the cloak, the outfit is purple and black check instead of green and black check.
Yeah.
And obviously doesn't have the Hanafuda earrings.
Correct.
So yeah, what is happening here? Is this, especially with the end of this episode, what we get, and there is the earrings? And
okay, question 1: are they the same people? The 3 different instances of getting a name of the number 1 upper rank demon being Kokoshibo, getting the flashback with somebody who appeared to be Tanjiro's father, or at least blood relative for certain, and then the person at the end of the episode, which I believe to be a statue. Are they all the same people?
Part of me wants to say no. I feel very confused by the whole thing, but I will say that there's no way that Kokushibo would go anywhere near where the other 2 upper ranks are going on their mission. Because it seems like with Akasa's line to Domo, you know, like, it's not your mission. Yeah. You have not been sent anywhere by Muzan. So if Tanjiro is going to be meeting up with the 2 that are on the mission, then I'm just going to assume that upper 1 is not actually going to be involved there at all.
Yes. He also, at the end of the episode, when we got to look a little bit at him, it seemed like he had armor on as well, which leads me to believe, again, it was a statue of some kind, you know?
It's a really good statue.
It could be like a wax, you know, Madame Tussauds like wax museum.
Just in the middle of the forest?
Maybe. I don't know. We're looking for like a secret weapon. There's apparently a key. The Mist Hashira is looking for it. If it's that, maybe Mitsuri's the one who told the Mist Hashira that there's a secret weapon somewhere too, you know?
Maybe this is the reason why Mitsuri sent Tanjiro into the forest looking for a secret weapon, is because she knew there was this family connection.
Okay, if Kokushibo is the same person who is talking with what I believe to be Tanjiro's dad, then like based off of what he was saying and his mindset, what would lead him to wanting or becoming a demon.
I'm not sure. This representation is the one that spoke to at the end.
That
because the cloak
of.
is like a maroon.
Yeah.
Still has the earrings on.
Correct.
So statue or not.
They definitely have like...
That is the depiction that we saw talking to Tanjiro's dad. And wow, Tanjiro's dad looked exactly like Tanjiro.
Exactly like him.
And Tanjiro's mom looked exactly like Nezuko.
Yeah. So they... You're right. That it's like the person that we saw talking to what looked like Tanjiro's dad is definitely the person that we see at the end of the episode, seemingly.
Mm-hmm.
They have their hair in the same way, which is different from the number one, Kokushibo. As well as when we did see Kokushibo, the scar was coming up from the bottom rather than down at the top.
There was actually a little bit right here.
Gotcha.
And then there was some coming up the chin as well.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a name for this swordsman talking to Tanjiro's dad. But I have to believe that it's still possible that Tanjiro was named something in relation to this person, even if it's not directly their name.
Yeah. I could believe that. Man.
And this is, okay, I'm trying to think. Muzan envisions this enemy, if you will, especially when he saw the earrings that Tanjiro wears.
Memories.
Oh, no, Daki saw them. Daki saw them in season 2. And it is this person.
Yep. It seems like it, right? I'm just like, what led you to become a demon, man? If it is the same person.
I mean, they could still be alive, 100%.
And the sword is different. I understand that once you transform into a demon, that can change, especially
you can look however you want, basically.
Especially when the whole aspect, seemingly, of Kokushibo, which definitely caught me off guard, was the multiple eyes, right? Mm-hmm. He has 6 eyes, and then on Kokushibo's blade, it looked like there were eyes on his blade, instead of it just being the same one that we saw in the flashback, which, again, could also change because of,
Yeah, I think
transformation.
I think we're supposed to be theorizing right now. Twin siblings, family connection. Is this a stain? Upper one, obviously. Oh well, that it can't be the same person unless he can change to look like a human. Because if he's obviously been a demon for over 100 years, and it's not like Tanjiro's dad's been alive for that long. Yeah. So. I think that this might be a similar situation to what the Master has going on with Muzan being a stain on his family line. That this could also be a stain on Tanjiro's family line.
Yeah. And the person that we were seeing talking to, Tanjiro's ancestor could have been fighting against this kind of thing. They could have been brothers, or they could have been an ancestor, like you said. That's a good guess. But his sword definitely has eyes on it, right?
Very cool.
God, his design is terrifying. It's great.
It's great.
Yeah, it's just
the hair is
unsettling.
Great. The eyes are great.
Yeah.
And how mad and disgusted I was by him. And how mad and disgusted I was by him. And how mad and disgusted I was by him.
And how mad and disgusted I was by him.